Hi guys, my name is Akshay and I am a manifestation coach. All my contact info is in the description. Today we are going to talk about the big one, how to manifest marriage. I am going to share 3 very easy steps to manifest marriage with your specific person. At the end of the video, I'm going to share a real life success story of a Neville Goddard student. And I'm going to read out from his book the exact steps that she took to manifest being happily married with her specific person, with the love of her life, and how impossible her circumstances seemed at first, but still she was able to overcome them and get what she wanted. Number 1 step to manifest marriage with the love of your life: stop being an advocate for your circumstances. When people come and talk to me, they tell me 150 reasons why they cannot be married to their SP. It's almost as if they are affirming for it not to happen, and they actually argue with me about why their circumstances are special and why their 3D is bothering them so much, and because this happened and then now they cannot be married to their SP, and they're almost reaffirming all their circumstances and they have transferred all their power to the circumstances and they feel powerless. So the first thing is to stop being an advocate for your circumstances and start being an advocate for why this can happen. This is done simply by telling yourself that it is not my job to resolve these blocks or circumstances. It is not your job to overcome the circumstances. Neville Goddard, when he wanted to go to Barbados, his circumstance was that he had no job because America was experiencing the deep depression. It was not his job to fix the economy so that he can get a job and then save money to go to Barbados. He simply assumed that he is in Barbados. So what you have to do is you have to stop giving power to the circumstances. This is the first thing you have to do. You have to tell yourself that I am getting what I want. I'm not hoping for it. I'm not longing for it. I'm not praying for it. I know that I am getting what I want. I am going to marry this person irrespective of how fucked up my 3D looks right now, irrespective of whatever has happened before, irrespective of what this person has said before, irrespective of how hurt I feel or how abandoned or rejected I feel. I know that I am getting this. And once you know how the movie ends, all your negative emotions will go away because you now have decided how the movie ends. Okay, so all these twists and turns that took place are taking place. You know how the movie ends. So instead of a horror movie, it's like a romantic comedy with lots of adventurous twists and turns for you. Okay, so stop being an advocate for your circumstances. It is not your job to resolve the circumstances. Just tell yourself that I am the operant power in my reality, and I am getting this. Number one. Okay. Number two, assume that you are right now already happily married to your specific person. Okay. How to do that? There are two ways. You can use affirmations and visualization. These are the ones I recommend. If you want, you can also do scripting and vision boards and stuff, but these are the two easiest ones. Create a simple affirmation with a feeling that I feel very secure and relaxed as I am right now already happily married to my specific person. This affirmation puts you in the state of the wish fulfilled, and it also addresses any negative feelings or emotions that you might be encountering, because when you put yourself in a relaxed state and you affirm that I feel very relaxed, I feel very secure, I feel very peaceful as I am right now already happily married to the love of my life. This affirmation, like for most of you, this is the only thing that you need. An affirmation with a feeling. You can also use something like, I feel really empowered and confident that I am already happily married to my SP. Okay. Another way is to visualize. Okay, so every night as you're falling asleep, I want you to visualize that you are happily married to your person. You can create a couple of simple visual scenes wherein you are enjoying your honeymoon with your specific person, or you're actually getting married to them, reading your vows or whatever. You could also visualize kissing them, cuddling them, and your visualization can also include some 18 plus adult activities. Okay, it's your mind, your visualization. So nobody's speaking into your brain, like judging you or looking at what you're visualizing. You can visualize anything, and every night as you're falling asleep, you can visualize yourself into that state. This will anchor the feeling in your body. This will definitely anchor the feeling in your body. Every night as you're falling asleep, I want you to create a simple visualization scene which implies that you're happily married to your person. It could be your marriage, it could be your honeymoon, it could be you just hugging them and sleeping next to them right now. Right at that moment, hugging your specific person, sleeping next to them as their spouse. What this does is that it anchors the feeling in your body, and suddenly, instead of feeling anxious and afraid and fearful, what happens is that you start feeling very nice. You start feeling very relaxed and secure and confident with respect to this manifestation and to your specific person. Okay, so these two things, affirmations and visualizations, I advise that you use both of them in conjunction. Okay, so during the day you can affirm. As you're falling asleep, you can do this visualization. It's not necessary to do it while you're falling asleep. If you have a few minutes in the afternoon, you can do it then. After waking up also you can do it. But as you're falling asleep, your mind is very relaxed and receptive. So that is a good time to do it. But you can also do it at other times. And just understand that visualizing being happily married to your specific person actually feels very enjoyable and good. Affirming that I'm right now already happily married to my specific person feels very enjoyable and good. So manifesting actually feels really good. Persistence means enjoyment. So I hope that you've understood the second step very clearly. The third step is to match your story. What you are saying in between the affirmations and the visualization is also very important. Okay. So say your SP is not contacting you as much as you want right now in the 3D. A good way to deal with this situation is, it's all right. I know how the movie ends. I know how the movie ends, so I'm not worried about it. You cannot affirm and visualize for 15 minutes that I am happily married to my specific person, and then say, oh, but they are ghosting me and they are ignoring me, because what that does is that it just puts you in that biochemistry, in that headspace of being ignored, and you feel very hurt. Remain indifferent to what's happening because you know how the movie ends. And create simple affirmations to match your story. So I am happily married to my person. So of course my person calls me, texts me all the time, because this person loves me so much. And this person always praises me, compliments me, tells me how lucky they are that I am in their life. And they shower me with love, attention, affection, buy gifts for me, take me out on dates, vacations, spoil me with kisses, cuddles, and other adult stuff. So you have to match your story. And when you affirm the way I just affirmed, you start smiling from within. Many of you are probably right now smiling from within. So you have to match your story, because what you're saying in between the visualizations and affirmations is really important. So you match your story. And if you notice something in the 3D that triggers you, it's all right. Okay, what happened has happened. You just persist in the assumption, that is, keep enjoying the state of the wish fulfilled by using affirmations, visualization. You can also use other techniques like scripting, or you could maybe you do a vision board and Photoshop you and your SP's photo together. Like, that is your choice, your manifestation, your life, your rules. Okay, I don't dictate the rules for you. I just tell you the easiest way. Okay, and right now what we are going to do is we are going to read an excerpt from a Neville Goddard book. So the book is called The Law and the Promise, and we are going to read from chapter 3, which is titled Turn the Wheel Backward. Okay, which basically means revision. So say you have experienced something in your reality, okay, an unpleasant experience with your specific person that sort of implies that you cannot be happily married to them. Okay, so Neville Goddard actually teaches us how to deal with this. Try to revise your day every night before falling asleep. Try to visualize clearly and enter into the revised scene, which would be the imaginal solution to your problem. So if the problem is that the SP told you that I don't want you, the imaginal solution would be you already being happily married to the SP. The imaginal solution of that problem is you already being happily married to the SP, and your SP telling you that I love you and you are my beloved wife or husband and I'm so lucky to have you in my life, right? That would be the imaginal solution. The revised imaginal structure may have a great influence on others, but that is not your concern. The other influenced in the following story is profoundly grateful for that influence. LSE writes, last August, while on a blind date, I met the man I wanted to marry. This happens sometimes, and it happened to me. He was everything I had ever thought of desirable in a husband. 2 days after this enchanted evening, after the enchanted blind date, it was necessary for me to change my place of residence because of my work. And that same week, the mutual friend who had introduced me to this man moved away from the city. I realized that the man I had met probably did not know of my new address. So the SP did not know of this girl's new address. And frankly, I was not sure he knew my name. After your last lecture, I spoke to you of this situation. Although I had plenty of other dates, I could not forget this one man. Your lecture was based on revising our day, and after speaking to you, I determined to revise my day every day. Before going to sleep that night, I felt I was in a different bed, in my own home, as a married woman, and not as a single working girl sharing an apartment with 3 other girls. I twisted an imaginary wedding band on my imaginary left hand, saying over and over to myself, "This is wonderful. I really am Mrs. J.E." And I fell asleep in what was a moment before a waking dream. So she imagined that she was sleeping next to her husband in her own home, and she also affirmed that this is wonderful, I really am Mrs. J.E. Okay, she imagined herself to the point of ecstasy, and she exclaimed almost that this is wonderful, I am Mrs. J.E. I repeated this imaginary scene for 1 month, night after night. The first week in October, he found me. On our second date, I knew my dreams were rightly placed. Your teaching tells us to live in the end of our desire until that desire becomes fact. Until that desire becomes fact. So although I did not know how he felt toward me, I continued night after night, living in the feeling of my dream realized. The results? In November, he proposed. In January, we announced our engagement, and the following May, we were married. The loveliest part of it all, however, is that I am happier than I ever dreamed possible, and I know in my heart he is too, Mrs. J.E. By using her imagination radically instead of conservatively, by building her world out of pure dreams of fancy rather than using images supplied by memory, that is, using images that happened before, she brought about the fulfillment of her dream. I need you to understand that this woman, first of all, she stopped being an advocate for her circumstances. Her SP did not even know where she lived. It was just a blind date. So they probably met for a few minutes, like maybe 30, 40 minutes, 1 hour. Nobody knows. Okay. So they met for a little while, and after that, the SP didn't have any way of contacting her. She didn't even know if he liked her. She herself had been on several other dates after this incident, and probably he too went on other dates. So her circumstances was that she has no way to contact him. This was, they didn't have social media back then. She didn't know if he liked her. Okay. She couldn't forget him. Okay, like she was enchanted by him. And probably she also experienced a lot of, emotional roller coaster turmoil within her, that how will I get this man, and I really want him, I love him. So she probably experienced some anxiety, a little bit of insecurity within her. Okay, but she stopped paying attention and giving power to her circumstances. Every night as she fell asleep, she imagined that she was sleeping in her own home as a married woman next to her husband, and she had an imaginary wedding band on her left ring finger. Finally, she matched her story. She kept on doing it until it hardened into fact. She didn't do it for 1 or 2 days and then said, oh, it's not working, I'm not getting movement, but my SP is ghosting me, he's ignoring me, does he even remember me, does he even like me? Probably did these thoughts pop up into her head sometimes? Probably, yes. But she did whatever she could to match her story, and by imagining intensely, day after day, she landed in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not your job to resolve your circumstances. Not your job. Your job is only to enjoy the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And how to enjoy it: affirmations, visualization, and a whole lot of other techniques. I hope that you liked this video. I wish from the bottom of my heart that this will be the video that ultimately clicks for you and you're able to manifest a happy, fulfilling, blessed, passionate marriage with your specific person. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, please hit like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. Best comment, the most inquisitive comment, the best video suggestion, the wittiest comment, all of these can be the best comments. The best comment will win a free one-on-one phone session with me. I will announce the winners in my free Facebook group, so please join the free Facebook group. All info is in the description. Unleash the power within you, and remember that if I said it, I already did it. Thank you.